Today our healthy tip is about sitting. And I thought because it's going to be finals time in school and the kids are going to be sitting a lot studying, this would be a great time to help you help your children and your kids, your teenagers when they're studying. We see a lot of kids all the time sitting like this and they're on their phones and they're slouching. And when they slouch, their backs are all rounded and they keep getting more and more compressed into this nice little bubble. We call this technology posture, and technology because of the phone, and we're trying to combat technology posture. So our goal is to rebuild the spine curves and get the spine back into its elongated position. So we've developed certain exercises to do that. And when you see your children sitting, the most important thing is to tell them spine curve. So if you take your hands and you put them on your back, you'll feel all the vertebrae out. And if you just push against it and try to come into extension, you'll see how you'll get much taller. And the more you push those vertebrae away, the taller that you get. So look at my spine now, how tall I am. I'm sitting straight, and now watch how short I get. This is how children are sitting. Press in and get really tall, supporting yourself. And that might seem silly, but the fact is many kids can't even do that anymore. They're so tight in their backs that they can't get those vertebrae to go back where they belong. So we need to stretch them and we need to strengthen them. For the first exercise, I'm going to do a wall squat. And your typical wall squat, they're just pressing against the wall and their heads are forward and they usually hold their arms and their pressure is going all into their toes. And actually, I always check because I can always put my fingers down into their shoes in the back because all the weight is pressing through their toes. So they're just pushing their back into the wall. That's not helping at all. That's actually enforcing technology posture. So what we want to do is bring the shoulders and head back to the wall, open the spine curve so you can literally get a little curve there, and then press your arms as hard as you can into the wall. The more 90-degree that your legs are on the side, the more parallel my thighs are to the floor, the more muscles that I work. And then just stand here, and you'll be surprised it's not that easy. It's really hard. If they can hold this for 10 seconds, they're doing a really good job. Also tell them to wiggle their toes a little bit. Okay? And then they can come up. If they can't keep their back away from the wall, then I love to use my handy little dog toys. You can get these at any pet store. And I love to put them then into the small of my back, my lower back curve. Shove as many of them in there as you can. Doesn't matter, that one won't fit. And I make my big curve, and then if I get tired and I start pushing away, I can feel my pelvis coming away from the wall. So if I'm here, if I keep that, I want to keep away from it. Try not to let it squeak. So if I push into it, it'll squeak. Then I know I'm wrong. That's just a great, helpful little tool. The next exercise would be hamstring stretch. When we keep our pelvis tilted and we stand like this, then we're shortening our hamstrings and we're tilting it back and letting our core kind of just relax. And this is a posture you see a lot with young kids today. So again, we want to work on spine elongation and standing tall, getting those hamstrings nice and long. So the stretch would be a hamstring stretch. So any doorway works perfect. We'll take our dog toy again and lay it under our spine to keep our spine curve. It's very important. That's our natural spine curve. And then we're going to put our leg on the wall. This might, for some, this might be the stretch. They might not be able to move more than this. They might not even be able to get up, and they might look like this. So the important part is to try to get them to get their tailbone down and keep their legs straight and build their curve. The stretch would be then trying to slowly push up the wall, keeping this curve without the imprint, trying to keep your spine natural and reaching long through your hamstring. Okay? These are two great stretching exercises for kids and very easy to do. and also for adults. So make it a family deal and have fun, and thanks for listening.